Why wouldn't it be beautiful?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to me.
Absolutely. So would you please bring your notepad Saturday evening so that you know exactly what cures to put where?
Yes, I will. And I thank you so much for doing these wonderful shows and sharing your wisdom with all of us. And you're just such a beautiful person. And the divine in me can't wait to see the divine in you on Saturday.
I so can't wait to see the divine of you. And thank you so much, Jenny, for your love and your support. I appreciate it more than you can suspect.
Oh, and I appreciate you, Elaine. Thank you so much. And I look forward to Saturday. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
So you can see from this, as you get a flavor of what you're about, it's enormous. And truly expect the unexpected. Jenny had really, I know Jenny. She wasn't looking for a mate, so she said, not last year. And yet this year, the shift kind of says, hey, you want a date? And you want to find your right person? And all of a sudden, it's the right time. So timing plays a big part of it, and just being patient until the tide turns. The tide goes in and the tide comes out. So, hello there. Who's on the wire?
This is John. We have met several years ago. I'm a friend of Jean's.
Hi, John.
And, how are you?
I'm fine. Okay. John, New Jersey, John?
Yes.
Hi, sweetheart. How delightful. First of all, it's always delightful when a guy calls in. How's life and how's business?
All those things are wonderful.
Oh, good.
I say that with a bit of dry.
Yeah, I get it.
Twang in my voice.
It's always wonderful.
Yes. So, Jean had mentioned your radio show, and congratulations. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
My birth date is May 24th, 1961.
Okay, let's just see here. Are you still in the same location?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm anticipating that might be changing in a positive way within the next 6 months or so.
Okay. To actually move to another location?
Correct.
Okay.
Part of this we would keep for the address, the physical mailing address, but, there's a going forward entity that doesn't need this type of space that we're in.
Okay, fine. I remember now. Yep, you're the ox. Does that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. And Chen East. Oh, I guarantee. I'd be absolutely surprised if you didn't make a big change this year, simply because of the way the flying stars are falling. And the change actually can bring money, but you're going to have to, let me see. I would not, well, I don't know. Change is it's a sort of disruption. When you say later in the year, can you give me a sense of gut feeling? It might be which month?
It's going to be a sequence of changes. But, I got to kind of clear out the cobwebs of things that I've been doing too long, just they're not worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a series of steps. And, more automating, using other people to do logistics and things, which is not my strong point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say, probably one of the circle dates is March 30th. Another one is beginning of September. By March 30th, I should know what type and size of space I have here at the office.
Okay.
There's I got to work with the landlord,
mm-hmm,
of course.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
But the sooner I can be forward-looking and less, present-looking, the better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there's going to be a change. I can sense it. I can feel it. Both of the months that you chose have a little stress in it for you. So be careful of your own health, okay? This is not the time to overwork yourself. Are you still into overwork, my John?
I know nothing else.
I know.
But the changes are to have less, to remove spinning plates so I don't have as many plates to spin and be more focused on a smaller number of things.
Okay.
and not have such a big organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that
It's been quite a burden actually over the years.
I know it has. I know, and you have an interesting problem in your number pattern. You are what is called the visionary, and so the visionary, of course, has a vision, and it's expansive, and it's like dang, I'm stuck with this vision. Now what? And you are a leader, and you're a way shower. So you marry those two, and you're the ox. For those of you who know what you are, if you're the ox insists on carrying burdens up that hill. Mine, yours, and everyone else's. So, and yet, you finally get to the point where you think, I can release that pattern. I can release that programming. I don't know how I don't know how you'll ever be less than a visionary, because it's kind of like you have white skin in this lifetime. It's the white skin you're born with. But knowing how to refine that and redirect it, that's what I'm feeling, John. It's like a redirection, refocusing, and that will be very healthy. And it seems to me that arm of that complex that you're in, the front of it faces south, yes? Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. And the back faces north.
Correct.
Yeah. And a lot of your, if I remember correctly, some of your offices are sort of along that front line, the south line?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. South is one of the areas this year. That's why I feel you really will have to make a change, or you want to make a change. You're never forced. I mean, you could stay there till your boots drop off, but the energy will lead you to it, because the star of complete disruption and upheaval is on the south. And so, yeah, you'd be crazy not to use it constructively. It's either we use it constructively or it uses us, and it's not always such a good thing. And the South, I mean, generally it's a wonderful area for you, because you are this Chen East, and South is it's what we call your generating breath. It's your luckiest zone. Just this year, your luck would be favorable to change everything. But you'd have,
and that's what I'm looking to do. It's kind of creative destructionism.
Good.
Where you go in
Yep.
and take apart a certain technology that's out in the industry, or a certain delivery system or something, and just apply different tools to it and make it easier for people to use.
Mm-hmm. It's the year to do it. It's the year to make that kind of change. And lighten up with it. See, that ox of you it gets too heavy. And that's a conundrum. So it's almost like you got to shake yourself out. I'm afraid to ask, dear John, how is the feng shui of your personal office?
I'm not in the office. I'm out here in the front.
So you're staying on the floor mostly?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot less people here, so it's
okay.
Not in the office.
Okay, fine. Do you ever go into that little space?
Oh, rarely. It's not, and not to work. It's kind of turned into kind of a closet.
Okay. Is the closet organized? How bad is the closet?
You know better, Dad.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's like Fibber McGee's closet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm trying to get at here is I'm trying to help you figure where can you begin with a little space around you to declutter it so that you can begin just feeling lighter. That'll be some of it. And you've got a lot of pieces, parts to that business, or at least you used to. You still have pieces, parts to it? Lots of pieces, parts?
Yep, a lot.
Yeah. Is there any of that needs to now be going bye-bye?
We've actually been doing cycle counts and getting rid of stuff that's pretty old, and being more aggressive about moving some of the stuff that is not so.
Okay, cool. All right.
In a very odd way, without going into too much detail, some of the older stuff has actually increased in value because it's more difficult to find for people who need to support their systems.
That's so interesting. Okay.
It's actually the exact opposite of what one would think. But no one else is. There's only in the U.S. There's only like 2 other people that are doing this, and one guy in Europe.
That's so cool. Okay.
So we all kind of work with each other, but there's nobody has a lot of these things anymore.
Okay.
So.
But that being said, you're looking, if I'm hearing you correctly, to scale down.
Yeah, so I don't have to deal with the logistics at the end and order fulfillment.
Okay.
And chase the FedEx truck.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, we actually, in all candor, have been working with Amazon to have order fulfillment done by them. So we just point people to Amazon and click and don't even talk to me. It's great because you get a report the next morning as to what shipped last night, rather than, like I said, trying to chase the FedEx truck at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's cool. So that's helping you to lighten up.
Oh yeah, no. I'm very positive about the future. It's just, picking what stays and what goes is always interesting.
Are you, in part of your picking, are you thinking you're going to stay in that building, even if you scale down, or a totally different building?
I'm malleable. A lot of that is landlord dependent.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I'm malleable on that. I mean, you may recall I have a very nice working space in my home that maybe I decide mornings are there and afternoons are somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
The way the network is and the VoIP phones. I mean, it doesn't really much matter where you are right now.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need to physically be there.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm going to endorse the fact that change. Be alert to it. Be careful of too much pressure on either your heart or your eyes. And you're a grown-up man, you know when enough's enough. And if the stress of this, it's reached its pinnacle, then you start making the changes necessary, because you're still really a young guy. You've got a family, you got a lot to do, and you want to protect, even though you're sturdy and strong like an ox. We're both now learning, whoa, maybe not so fast.
True.
So
No, I'm very positive about the future. It's more selecting which is deserving of my time and then getting rid of those things that just aren't worth the time. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity out there. It's very exciting. But it's what do you focus on, what do you want to do? What do you want the picture to be? That sort of thing.
Well, you see, that's going to be always your dilemma, because you're the visionary. That's never going to go away. So maybe the easiest thing is the irritants, they go first. Whatever's irritating the heck out of you, let it go. Now, it may be...
I do need some employees. No, that's my attempt at humor. Sorry. It's a joke.
I get it, though.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you for your positive and encouraging words.
Well, John, it's just a delight to hear your voice again, and
ditto. It is. I'm glad that everything is going so wonderful for you.
Thank you so much, and hopefully we stay in touch.
Of course.
All right, then.
Take the rest of the day off.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All righty.
Thank you.
Bye, John. It's so wonderful, really, to connect with those that, especially I've been in their homes, I've met their families, I've been in their workplaces, and know where they're coming from. And it is, as ever, a cycle of change, new beginnings. And when, some of us have a little more resistance to the change than others, but change is what it's about. You're not going to get away from that. So at any rate, I'm still going to tell you about my 2 guys that helped me move the appliances the other day, because it was just so darn lovely. So it just happened to be that it was on the 20th, and here they have this lovely machine down in their truck, and I popped down to meet them. And in this incarnation, I have very, very white pigment for skin. And in this incarnation, these 2 gentlemen had very beautiful dark brown pigment for skin. And I simply looked at these guys and loved them right on the spot. They were so dear and so helpful. Okay, so the machine